So for a while I've been wanting to do like a screencast on how to make up a song in GarageBand. So first thing you gotta do is get GarageBand on your computer and then open it up, and you can go to new. You can create a song, so I'm just gonna call it Brett's Song on the desktop, and I don't actually usually change any of this stuff, like the tempo and the time signature and the key. All this stuff you could change it later if you need to, but usually I don't worry about it. So creating that. It's loading. So I have a GarageBand project here, and I don't need this. The first thing I'm going to do is just get rid of this here. So first thing I'm going to get rid of this. You can press Command Delete and it gets rid of it. And for a new track, I think you can press Command Option N. And then you do electric guitar. It starts out making a bunch of noise. I'm gonna turn that off. That was the monitor. Just kind of I think it's kind of annoying to play with that on. So the first step that I do is I come over here to the loops. Come down here. I click on loops, and I don't have too many, but one thing I want to see real quick is which GarageBand version this is. This is 6.0.5. So there are some differences between the GarageBand versions. And then I go to drums. I usually just go actually to some of these ones. Not that. I don't want that. And I try to find the simplest one possible. So it's pretty lame stuff. This is just too fancy. This would be good. This is the kind of thing I like right here. Just easy to play over. So I got a drum, but accidentally messed up right there because I put it on the clean guitar track. So I actually didn't mean to do that. So I'm going to press Command Z and get rid of that. I'm going to drag it over here again. I'm going to put it right there. Then it makes a new drum track. And the next thing I do is I come down here and I hit this looper. See this looper button? Then the next thing I do is I turn off the metronome. And then you arm this for recording. Which it's ready to go. Then the next thing I do, I go counting. So metronome off, counting on. Looper on, and then you just hit record. Now it's just going to keep looping while I make up stuff. So I just start making up riffs. So I'm going to make it something really easy with a G chord. That's too boring, so I'm going to do two chords. I'm going to do G and D. D, super easy. G, D, C, D. Once I got it, G, D, C, So then the next step, I start trying to make up more riffs over this. So what I do is I duplicate this track. So you can press Command D. Command D. And then sometimes it's more fun to play with effects on. So before I do anything, I'm going to put some effects on this. So you just double click on it. And pick one of these. Make up something kind of ambient, so I'm gonna do this dream pop for now, and sometimes you can change this later. It has this flanger sound. I'm gonna try turning that off. I heard some tremolo in there. It was sort of giving me a headache. And I like to turn the reverb up. So I like that. So actually what I'm going to do is delete this track. Command delete. I'm going to remake this one. Command D for duplicate. Sometimes it's actually fun to play along with this on, because then you can hear your own effects. So I usually don't think too hard about what I'm doing. I just make up some stuff, and then I'll just see what it sounded like. So I think I did the same thing again the next time. I actually really like that. So again, I don't think too hard. So I'm just gonna keep that. Real quick, to optimize GarageBand, I'm gonna delete all the unused takes because I'm happy with this. So delete. I'm just gonna delete these ones too. So now I have kind of a cool start. Now what I'm going to do is expand this a little bit to make up my next riff. So what I do is drag this a little bit. And I actually kind of prefer to go like this. You can press Command C and copy it. And start pasting a few. Also, that's really big. It's hard to see right now, so I'll make it smaller by clicking down here. I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to move over to the middle. This. I'll just drag this out, I guess. So you can either drag it. The reason why you might not want to drag it is here I could later substitute these out because these are separate, whereas this, I can't do that. You have to split it up. You have to line it up and press Command T. Whoa. That's pretty weird. I don't know why I did that. So that's partly why I just sometimes find it's annoying to just, it's better sometimes just leave them like this. Not always, but a lot of times, so. So now I've got space to make up something new. I got my little idea. I got the rhythms the same. This is going to stay the same. And I got space here. So I mean, I could have put this here and like tried to build on it, but I'm just going to put it in the middle because then this structure will like give me some room to think of something. And then right here, the first thing I need to do is duplicate this again. So Command D. Command D. Then I come over here. And then you press R for record. Oops. I kind of liked what I did at the end of that. So I'm going to solo this. I kind of liked just this idea back here, so I'm going to Command T that to split it. And then see what happened if I took this idea and had done that the whole time. I think I kind of need another thing right here after this now to kind of complete this phrase. So I could either just duplicate this over here or I could do it again. So I think I'm just going to make up something. So one thing I could do to make it a little easier for myself is move this looper to only go right there. And then I'm going to actually make up a new track temporarily. So Command D for duplicate. And then I'm going to record. I'm going to try to figure this phrase out as I go by ear and then record right here. I think I got it. So it was at the end of take one. It was halfway through. So Command T that. And actually I'm just going to move it up here. So that's sounding pretty cool. I'm going to just listen to the whole loop, and then I'm going to make a bass part. Now I need one more track. I'm gonna do a bass part. I don't think too hard, I just go for it, so it's kind of annoying. I keep talking with this thing on, but I'm going to turn this on and then just go for it and see what happens. So right there, I was getting too wild with the bass, which is what happens because I'm a guitar player. So I tend to over bass things, too much bass, too many notes. So as I was doing it, I found something really simple, and that will work better. So, that took longer than I thought, but I think this is fine. So now, oh, before I did that, I pressed Command Z. I should have got rid of these. And I should have done the same thing on these. Actually, it'd probably be... these are unique things, so... So I'm going to copy this and paste it. Whoa, that's weird. So here's kind of a weird trick you can do. Sometimes it sounds really bad, sometimes it sounds cool. If you click on the scissors, you can lower the pitch on this. So that was pretty funny. So I'll just do that. So that's kind of a fake bass part. I lowered it a whole octave. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. So this is a good start for a song. Then what I would do is listen to this a lot. And then a lot of times what I do is oops, I just lost my looper. I then create like a new section of the song, like right here, next to it. And I'll copy the parts that I want and kind of generate new parts. And then eventually arrange the whole thing into a whole song. Or I'll just like memorize the ideas and then start over again. And just, this kind of helped me to come up with the ideas. But the whole looper thing is super awesome. It's a real easy way to make up stuff with GarageBand. And then this isn't really like a song. This is more just how to generate ideas with GarageBand. But once you're ready to, you can export it. One kind of annoying thing with GarageBand, like if you export this, it would be really short. It would only be, right now it's in measures mode, so if I go to time mode, it's only like 20 seconds. I would actually have to copy everything a bunch of times. Like you can actually press Command A and then just start. Actually, that wouldn't even work. Like I would have to merge all these things probably. So if you hold down Shift, you can select these, then you can do join. So I could join these parts. I could join these. Command J. So you can join all this stuff. So if I wanted to actually export this so I could like listen to it, this is what you'd have to do. Command J. I don't know why it wasn't doing it on that. Command J. That's weird. It's weird it won't let me merge these ones. That's really weird. It won't let me merge these ones. Well, this was all the same thing, so I could delete this. Oh, maybe because it's on time mode. Huh. I don't know what's going on with that. But basically, then I can start copying these parts. And putting them next to each other. Or dragging these out. Because if they're merged, I could just drag these out. Maybe it wouldn't let me merge them because these were actually the same loops. So there's like no point in merging them. This was the same thing, really. I could have just gone drag this thing out for as many seconds as I want, and I have to drag everything out. Like make it like 2 minutes if I want to drive around and listen to it and like kind of get in the mood of this idea, and then build on it later. So once all this stuff is dragged out, so now my song would be a minute, which would be better if you like wanted to listen to it as a track in iTunes. And then I would go to share, and then you just export it, and it sends it straight to iTunes once you do that. Actually, you have to go to share, send song to iTunes. Now it would send it to iTunes. So anyways, that's it. So one more time I'll play it. Usually what I'm listening for when I listen to it are like ideas that I like, that I want to elaborate on, and then maybe like there was a few parts right here was a little out of sync, tiny bit, but not too bad, so it's kind of like I could improve that later, stuff like that. So anyways, hope this was helpful for people who are trying to figure out how to use GarageBand to kind of make up song ideas. This is sort of how I do it, so that's it, bye.